Has it sunk in yet that you're a rookie now going to the playoffs with a franchise that hasn't gone since 2016?
Not really. I think like once we get there, it'll feel a little more real. And obviously, like, we're not just happy to be there. Like, we really feel like we believe and we can compete with every single team that's going to be in the playoffs.
So we all knew Caitlin Clark was special, but last night she took it to a whole new level. Let me tell you, this wasn't just another game. Caitlin Clark just dropped a career-high 35 points, shattered records, and led the Indiana Fever to an absolute thriller against the Dallas Wings.
Right now, it's a one-point win for Indiana. They counted it on the floor. They'll go and check, but the bottom line...
winning 110 to 109. And if you think that's impressive, wait till you hear what else she accomplished. Today, we're breaking down her insane performance, the records she smashed, and what this means for the Fever's playoff hopes. This game was a turning point, not just for Caitlin, but for the Fever as a whole. Alright, let's dive in. This wasn't your average WNBA matchup. The Fever and the Wings were in a high-scoring battle from the start. We're talking bucket after bucket, defense being tested every single possession. At halftime, it was anyone's game. The Fever were trailing by just 2 points, down 59 to 57, but the real fireworks started in the second half. Now, if you've watched Caitlin Clark this season, you know she's been electric, but this was next level. Coming out of the break, she took over. Clark started heating up, and by the fourth quarter, she was absolutely unstoppable. Deep threes, driving layups, threading the needle with 8 assists, she did it all. But the best part, she made it look effortless. Caitlin's game has evolved so much since her rookie debut. If you look at the way she's playing now, she's reading defenses like a veteran. The Wings tried everything. They doubled her, threw different defenders her way, but nothing worked. Clark kept finding ways to get to the basket or hit her teammates in stride. This wasn't just a scoring clinic. It was a masterclass in playmaking and decision-making under pressure. Now, let's talk about the big moment, the one that had the whole arena buzzing. Caitlin Clark didn't just score 35 points. She also broke the WNBA rookie single-season scoring record. That's right, she surpassed the previous record set by Simone Augustus way back in 2006. And she did it in typical Caitlin Clark fashion, draining a deep three-pointer for her 20th point of the night. Think about that for a second. We're talking about a record that stood for 18 years. It's been broken by a rookie, a player still in her first year, and she's doing it while leading her team to wins in clutch situations. Breaking that record, it's not just a testament to her talent, it's a statement that she's here to dominate the league. What makes Caitlin's performance so special isn't just the points or the records. It's how she plays the game. She's not just a scorer, and that's what makes her so tough to defend. When Dallas threw double teams at her, she didn't panic. She didn't force shots. Instead, she found her teammates with pinpoint passes, setting up easy buckets. Those 8 assists she racked up? They weren't just stat padding, they were game changers. It's her ability to see the floor, to know exactly where her teammates are at all times, that sets her apart. You can't shut her down with defense, because if you try, she'll make you pay by making everyone around her better. That's the true mark of a superstar. And that brings us to Caitlin's leadership. It's incredible that in her first year, she's already the leader of this team. Look at how the Fever have transformed. With Clark as the centerpiece, the whole roster is playing with confidence. She's not just setting records, she's elevating the entire franchise. Before she arrived, the Fever were struggling, but now they're headed to the playoffs. Clark is that kind of player. She changes the culture of a team. Even when the Wings were pressing and putting the pressure on, Caitlin stayed calm, cool, and collected. She just took over. Whether it was pulling up from deep or attacking the basket, she made Dallas pay time and time again. The most impressive part of her game, though, is how she makes everything look so easy. When you watch Clark, it's almost like she's playing a different game. The defense closes in, and before you can blink, she's either hitting a contested three or finding an open teammate. It's that combination of basketball IQ, athleticism, and confidence that makes her so unstoppable. Now let's fast forward to the final moments, because this game wasn't just about stats. It was a nail biter. With the game tied in the last minute, everyone knew who the ball was going to. Caitlin Clark. But instead of forcing a shot, what does she do? She makes the smart play. Clark found her teammate for the go-ahead basket, showing that she's not just about getting points, she's about winning. That's something you rarely see in a rookie. So many players would have taken that final shot, but not Caitlin. She knew the defense would key in on her, and instead of forcing it, she trusted her teammates. That's leadership, and that's why she's quickly becoming one of the most respected players in the league. The game ends 110 to 109, and Clark's Clark's leadership is what got the Fever over the line. It wasn't just a clutch shot or a lucky break. It was Caitlin controlling the game, making the right decisions, and delivering when it mattered most. This is exactly what teams dream of when they draft a player like her. And this win, it's not just important for Caitlin, it's huge for the Fever. With this victory, Indiana clinched the #1 spot, 6th seed in the WNBA playoffs, which is a massive accomplishment for a team that has struggled to find consistency in recent years. This is their 20th win of the season, a milestone they haven't reached in nearly a decade, and they owe a lot of that success to Caitlin Clark's leadership on the court. The Fever are officially headed to the playoffs, and with the momentum they have right now, they're a team no one wants to face. Imagine being the Connecticut Sun or the Minnesota Lynx. You've got to deal with Caitlin Clark in the first round. That's not an easy task. Clark has transformed this team into a playoff contender in her first season, and now she's leading them into the postseason with all the momentum in the world. Anything can happen in the playoffs, and with Clark playing like this, don't be surprised if the Fever make a deep run. What's even more exciting is that this is just the beginning for Caitlin Clark. She's already breaking records in her rookie season. Just imagine what she'll accomplish in a few years. The WNBA is in for something special, and it's going to be incredible to watch her career unfold. We're witnessing the start of something big, so let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What's next for Caitlin Clark? Well, after breaking the rookie assist record earlier this season and now breaking the rookie scoring record, it's clear that she's on track for greatness. Could Caitlin Clark be the youngest player to win WNBA MVP? Absolutely. The way she's playing, it's not a question of if she'll start getting MVP votes, but when. She's doing things in her rookie season that most players only dream of after years in the league. Her impact on the Fever, her record-breaking performances, and her leadership under pressure all point to a future filled with individual accolades and possibly even championships. But it's more than just the stats. What makes Caitlin Clark so special is how she raises the level of play for everyone around her. Her teammates, like Kelsey Mitchell, have flourished alongside her, and you can see that the Fever are no longer a team trying to rebuild. They're a team that's ready to contend, with Clark leading the way. The Fever are already looking like they'll be a force in the WNBA for years to come. Let's not forget how tough the competition is in the WNBA right now. We've got legends like Brianna Stewart, Aja Wilson, and Sabrina Ionescu in their prime, and yet Caitlin Clark is already making a name for herself. She's right up there with the best, showing that she belongs in the conversation as one of the league's brightest stars. What's more exciting is the potential for Clark's game to grow even further. She's already proven herself as a scorer, a playmaker, and a leader, but with more experience, more seasons, and more opportunities, she's gonna keep refining her skills. Imagine a Caitlin Clark who's had a few more years of playoff battles under her belt, who's had the chance to compete for championships. That's a player who could dominate the league for the next decade. And that's why the rest of the WNBA is officially on notice. Caitlin Clark is here, and she's not going anywhere. Whether she's breaking records, leading the Fever to victories, or stepping up in clutch moments, she's already become one of the most exciting players to watch. The WNBA has never seen a rookie season like this, and it's only going to get better from here. Alright, WNBA fans, now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Caitlin Clark already the best rookie in WNBA history? Can she lead the Fever on a deep playoff run? And what about her breaking that rookie scoring record? Do you think she'll break even more records as the playoffs heat up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Make sure to hit that like button if you're just as excited about Caitlin's future as we are. Don't forget to subscribe for more WNBA news, because with Clark and the Fever making noise, the excitement is just beginning.